Hello Scorpio and welcome to Providence. My name is KK and this is your general weekly reading for the week commencing the 20th of September 2020. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all very well. Once again, this is for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sons of Scorpio, as well as cross watchers. Everyone is most welcome here. And as always, please be reminded that this is a general weekly reading and to only take what resonates with you and leave the rest for somebody else out there in the collective Scorpio. Just give me a moment, Scorpio. I've just got a little scratchy throat. Sorry about that. A little sip of tea will help it. Let us find your cards. As you know, this can just take a moment, Scorpio, so please bear with me. In the meantime, perhaps you'd like to consider clicking that subscribe button below the video, as I do have ongoing weekly readings available for everyone. And what jumped out is the Two of Pentacles, which is where we'll start your weekly reading. Now, this is known as the Juggler card, Scorpio, the Two of Pentacles. This is about you having multiple demands on you at the moment, multiple priorities. You know, you've got to work, you've got to look after the kids, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. This is this sort of energy, but you being an ace at it. This is about you having all those balls up in the air, juggling away, being very adaptable, being very flexible. You can drop off 2 balls, pick up another 3, drop 1 off, pick up another 2. You know, you are being an ace at this. Your time management is on fire at the moment. You've got great prioritization. And, you know, at the moment, you're keeping all those balls up in the air. This card can sometimes be the precursor to being a little bit overcommitted, but I think at the moment you are rocking it, Scorpio. So absolutely organized to the hilt, know exactly what's going on, keeping all those balls up in the air. Let's get all these cards on the deck for you, Scorpio, and we'll find out a little bit more about what these responsibilities are, what these priorities are in your life at the moment. Well, you have the King of Swords as the card at the bottom of the deck this week, Scorpio. I haven't seen the King of Swords for a little while. But the King of Swords is the authority of truth. He holds the Ace of Swords in his hand there, the Sword of Truth in his hand. This is a king with great intellectual power, great mental clarity. And as I said, the authority of truth. This is a great energy to have with you throughout the week. You know, you're going to feel, you know, all that brain fog is going to absolutely disappear. You're going to be very clear. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. Keep those all those balls up in the air. Absolutely a wonderful energy to have with you. All right, let us see what is crossing you this week. Well, the Eight of Swords is crossing you this week, Scorpio, and this card is known as the analysis paralysis card sometimes. This is about the negative thought loops that we all from time to time get stuck in. It's about those self-limiting beliefs, the self-restriction, the self-censorship that we all put on ourselves. Here we have the lady. She's blindfolded and bound, and she's created this prison of swords around her. But as you and I can see, and if she took off the blindfold, she could see too. She can walk straight out of there. There's a big hole in the fence there. But this is speaking about your internal dialogue, which is really interesting considering I said this Two of Pentacles can sometimes be a little bit precursor to you know, almost burnout, overcommitted. And I wonder if you're just dangling your toe over that cliff at the moment, because this is why the Eight of Swords is sitting here. I think you're thinking that you're not very good at it. You're not keeping all those balls up in the air. You could do better. You're not giving everything 100%. You know, I think that's your internal dialogue, which would suggest you're getting a little bit tired and exhausted. I certainly know if I'm in that state, that's when those negative thoughts creep in. So keep going. You are being really good at this. If you are seriously thinking this, then just drop off one ball. You don't need to juggle 7 balls. You can juggle 6 balls. If that's what's going to lighten your load, then absolutely do it. But that is that internal dialogue we all from time to time have with ourselves. And we don't want to be, we don't want you to be in that space, Scorpio. We have the Knight of Wands in your past position this week, Scorpio. And the Knight of Wands brings the offering about being adventurous. This is an action-packed night. This is a Energizer Bunny night. I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with that phrase. The Australians certainly will be. But this is about, passion, energy, a lust for life, action, action, action. Sometimes this Knight of Wands can slightly be on the impulsive side, sometimes slightly a little bit scattered with that energy. There's a couple of things going on for me with this Knight of Wands because it is in your past position. It could suggest somebody that you know in your life, and this could be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, which has kind of ramped up this really frenetic energy going on. Oh my God. And here you are juggling balls. Oh, that's how it feels. Or this is that, energy you have embraced in the past. I think either is a very good interpretation for this particular reading, because either has brought you into being the juggler, keeping all those balls. As I said, you don't need to juggle 7 balls. 6 balls is quite a feat by itself, and nobody would speak ill of you, Scorpio, if you decided to drop off a couple of little balls, because I feel this is like a frenetic energy that's going on at the moment for you. And that's what's leading, as I said, to this kind of self-doubt. I can't do this. I'm going to drop all these balls. Everybody will laugh at me, blah, blah, blah. That's when you're kind of getting into a situation that you're not feeling in control about. You've got the 2 of Cups in your grounding position. And the 2 of Cups is a card that represents unified love, mutual attraction, partnerships. And I'm using the word partnerships very specifically in this reading because, yes, this can absolutely speak about relationships and romantic relationships, but it does represent partnerships, and partnerships come in all forms. So it could almost be a business partnership, as well, that's, that has mutual attraction and mutual benefits for both parties. I'm just throwing that out there for somebody, because I understand that not everybody wants to be by choice in romantic relationships for whatever reason. So there's a range of partnerships that are coming. I really feel, I'm just going to flip this because I've got to, I'm onto something here. Yeah, the 3 of Swords is in your crowning position this week. And the 3 of Swords is known as the heartbreak card, Scorpio. And this does signify some emotional pain that you're going through. It could be sorrow. You could be grieving something. You could just be deeply hurt about something. It's also a card that represents, and I don't often go into this depth with this card, but it's also a card that represents negative self-talk. And what were we just talking about with this 8 of Swords? I really feel, I'm going to go back to this very briefly. I do feel this is I don't think this is a new relationship coming into your life. I think this is a relationship that is already there. It is a beneficial relationship, but I think they need to take some of this load. Whoever this is, this could be a partner, it could be a family member, it could even be a co-worker or the boss at work, as I spoke about in that partnership sense. Someone needs to lighten your load here of these priorities that you've got going on, because you're moving into this almost burnt out energy here, and it's affecting your internal dialogue, your self-talk. You're feeling almost in an emotional pain way. Does that make sense? And that's your card. Bang, Scorpio. This is your card, the Death card. I know people don't like seeing the Death card. I actually really like the Death card. That could say a lot about me, I guess. In some tarots, this card is actually titled Transformation, because essentially this is what this card is about. This card is the card of transformation. This is the card that signals this transition, this transformation happening in your life. And why in this traditional tarot deck it's called the Death card? Because it's about endings. Things need to end in your life now, so this change of transformation can come in and bring much better things that serve you into your life. You know, the image is the Grim Reaper here, but what the Grim Reaper is doing is coming along and collecting all of this debris on the ground here, all of this rubbish. And these are all the endings that need to happen. And the Grim Reaper is clearing the way for this change, this transformation to follow through behind and bring all these wonderful things into your life. For new beginnings and change to come into your life, you need to make room. And this is what the Death card is doing. It's making the room. I really, as I do go back and say, I really think whoever this Two of Cups person in your life needs to take, you need to lighten your load, Scorpio. That's what's coming to an end. I think you are moving into this burnt out, overcommitted position of no fault of your own. And you know, some arrangements, I feel, in your life, whether they be situations, people, whatever the case may be, need to end, because a change is coming in that's going to be far better for you, Scorpio. As always, I'd like to take one final message just to summarise the weekly reading for you, Scorpio. But if you are resonating with this reading, by all means, please give the video a like. Please feel free to leave a comment if you would like to. And if you haven't already, please consider clicking that subscribe button below the video, as I do have ongoing weekly readings available for everybody. Oh, there we are. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm dropping all the cards everywhere. Oh, dear. Okay. The bee spirit has come to you this week. It is the number 7. And the bee spirit's message is sweet results await. Sweet results await. Which I think we know, as I just spoke about with this change coming into your life. Change never brings bad things into your life, by the way. It's just because we resist change. So open your arms and welcome this transformation into your life at the moment. But let's see what other messages Bee Spirit has for you. The Bee Spirit knows not to let a sense of being separate get in the way of a good thing. The universe is always producing honey. Miracles and magic are everywhere. When you connect with the great hive, you are vibrating and buzzing in exquisite harmony with all. The Bee Spirit asks that you focus on being connected. Your body, heart, soul, and psyche experience total interconnectedness and a true integration when you self-forget, when you remember that you are part of a greater unified universe. Moving from separation into connection, from self-centered limitations into universe-centered infinite possibility and potential, you become busy as a bee. Fully in alignment with your highest expression of self, your heart opens and creativity rushes through you, seemingly without effort, as you experience that nothing feels like work. Industriousness is driven by enthusiasm and motivation, and time seems to fly by quickly as the hive supports you in the making of honey. Do you feel the presence of your helpers adding their energy to your creation? The Bee Spirit wants you to remember that your part in the divine partnership with the universe is being rewarded, even if you can't see that yet. and asks you to share your good fortune as there is plenty of honey to go around. Be part of the larger whole, the force that brings forth all that is sweet and delightful. I will leave you with that as the final message of the week, Scorpio. I wish you a fabulous week ahead. I do look forward to seeing you all next week. And until then, from me to you, much love and light. Bye-bye.